This first pentatonic exercise is a really popular one. I'd first heard it from Jimmy Page in Good Times, Bad Times, and since then I've heard it in many, many other solos. So let's check it out. It's a melodic phrase, and we're going to use the D minor pentatonic scale. I'm just going to alternate pick, so let's check it out. 3, 4. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is talk about the melodic phrase. It's groups of triplets, 3-note groupings. Let me play it for you first, just the first set. Okay, that's the melodic phrase. Now, if you watch my right hand, I'm just alternate picking the whole thing. Just down, up, through the whole lick. So this is a great exercise to work on your alternate picking, and once you get comfortable with it, you don't have to think about it. The alternate picking is great because it helps keep your time. Whether you're playing eighth notes or triplets, this is just going down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, what I like about this lick in particular, besides it being cool, and you hear it quite a bit in rock and roll and blues, is it is just a very simple, repeated melodic pattern. And getting melodic patterns under your fingers and into your brain and psyche are really important. This is a great one for that. So let me show you the phrase. So I'm starting on the F, going down to the D, back up to the F, and then to the G. Hopefully I play that note right. Then back down to the F, and then back up to the G. So there's your phrase, 6 notes. Okay, now the phrase starts exactly over again on the string that you ended on. So I'm starting again on the 5th string, on the A now. And now I started again on that same string. And continue through. Alternate pick. Okay, so it's important to get the melodic phrase yourself. You have the tab, you can look at it, but try to get it into your head and into your fingers and feel the melodic phrase. Okay? Now, we want to check it out descending. Same thing, but just in reverse. So off the top, I'll play it down. That first phrase. Okay, so we're going down the same note pattern. And now I'm going to start on the 2nd string. Play the same phrase again. Continue through. So that's the whole phrase. A few thoughts before we get to the exercise on playing the actual lick with the metronome. First of all, it's very slow. We're going to start at 60 beats per minute, and we're playing triplets. And anything that slow, our natural tendency is to want to rush it because it's a pretty slow tempo. And that's okay at first. We're getting stuff together. If you rush a little bit, that's cool. But think about the triplet. The easiest way for me to remember a triplet is to think of the phrase pa, because you have 3 notes per beat, and it doesn't divide equally. So if I just feel like 3, 4, pa, 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 pa. And that really works for me, as opposed to the traditional way would be like 1 triplet, 2 triplet. I just never, that didn't work for me. The pa really worked nicely. And also, listen to your metronome first and imagine the triplets in your head. So 3, 4, pa, pa. Just imagine that, right? And then you can play the phrase. Ba-boo, ba-boo, ba-boo. Right? So you're just hearing what it's going to sound like before you play it. That works really well for anything you have to play, whether it's a song or a solo or a lick or anything. If you can kind of lock into that feel ahead of time, that's the real trick to cut out a lot of pain and suffering playing with a metronome.